Good evening, everyone. It's Paulo Garbanzo, your Dungeon Master. Welcome to Nat21 Adventures. We have some great new stuff coming up for you today. Tonight, just want to go over Twitch buttons. We have our good buddy and Patreon saint, grand Patreon saint, Reverend Tommy, on the Twitch channel, checking it out and moderating it. We have new actions for you to do, and he's working on all those Twitch buttons, and I think there might be a special thing for tonight up on that Twitch channel, so check it out, my friends. That's right. If you watch the show on Twitch, you can get loyalty points, and you can spend those on the show. You can give someone a hit, a miss, a disadvantage, or even crits. The longer you watch the show, the more points you accrue. Subscribers get points faster, so subscribe to the channel. Don't lag behind everyone else on Facebook. Watch and subscribe on Twitch. That's right. It's twitch.tv/Paolo Garbanzo, Paolo Garbanzo. What's that you say? Don't want to sit around and wait for those points to accrue? You want instant gratification? That's easy. You can join the ranks of the Patreon Saints at www.patreon.com/Nat21Adventures. And you can instantly throw down those bonuses, an entire assortment. Once per game, you give out a +1, a +5, or a -5. For any reason, you can give somebody disadvantage or advantage. You can give an auto hit or an auto failure. And most special of all, you can give our heroes a natural 21, a critical success. It doubles all the damage. It makes whatever they're doing wildly successful. No take backs. And if you dare, you can give someone, and it's probably going to be me, a natural 1. That's right, a critical failure. If you're making a save, you take double damage. You fail miserably at whatever it is that you were doing. Only one per episode, so use it wisely. Want to support the show in general? Hey, give to our coffee.com/Nat21Adventures to keep this show rolling. And coming up at October 27th, our Halloween special. That's right, Night at the Mausoleum. Look out for the Nat21 Halloween party kit that lets you play along with the adventure that night. Our game has never been more interactive. This is a super special event, so you can check out the maps, puzzles, interactive components, and you can help our players like you've never been able to before. And as always, we got stickers. That's right, more stickers than you could stick anywhere. Well, maybe. Tons of cameos that night, including the band Charming Disaster, who is awesome, and you should check them out. We have past players coming back for little cameos and more. Halloween party kits are on sale on Nat21 website. That's Nat21Adventures.com. But let's talk about what happened last week. The adventurers delved deeper into the lost city under the lava. They spent a little time hanging out in the creepy crypt full of tentacles. Wait, I got tentacles. Tentacles. It only got creepier, hentai, when they got attacked by ghost tentacles. They did manage to find a building carved from the lava rock that was full of unknown creatures. Some looked to be victims of strange experiments. Others overseen by skeletal flunkies and Sahawagan. One particularly powerful spellcasting Sahawagan was no match for our heroes, as the Patreon saints blessed Archimedes with one hell of a scorching ray. A daring plan was hatched to rescue what the heroes believed was one of the lost doctors. And Mia Lee, played by May Hemmer, blasted the last of the opponents, freeing the doctor from his captors. Mia Lee took the doctor to the surface, up to safety, and probably got all of the reward money. Yet, there is one more doctor left somewhere in these caves. And let us begin our tonight's adventure. Dun, dun, dun. Burp. Greetings, everyone. It's time for Nat21 Adventures, where we play with fellow performers, bringing improv skills to the next level. Thanks for joining us again. And my friends, one last note that I did not make before. While our blessed patron saints can bring our players timely bonuses and bring me untimely critical failures, I do remind everyone the sacred rule, which is that nothing, not even a very Patreon saint themselves, can stop the power that is a natural 21. Likewise, the fates cannot stop a natural 1 once it has been rolled. Everything else, fair game. But without further ado, it is time to bring in our players. First, Adamo Ignis, played by Ayala, playing Ayala, Dragonborn Druid. All right. And, of course, we have Mab, just Mab, playing Kazoo, the Gnomish Bard. There's Mab. All right, my friends. Arthur Rowan, playing Archimedes.
Greetings, fellow seekers of knowledge.
Excellent. And we have a twofer. We have Cameron Tomel, playing Pip, the Halfling Eldritch Knight. And our special guest for this week and next week, we have Margret Ebert, playing the human rogue, Jan.
Hi, Jan, for crying out loud. It's great to be here.
And I'm Jan's conjoined twin.
We love each other.
Only when we're contracted to do so.
That's right.
For cute.
I like it.
Aww.
Well, my friend, we left our adventurers deep underground, where they had just rescued one of the doctors, and then they just basically, I think you guys went back over to that building that had the unknown creatures, because you just stayed down there, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, for those of you who missed it, there we were fighting those creatures, and you guys went back to that area. Now, yes, for those of you who don't know Shakespeare, we have lost the connection with Shakespeare for tonight, so he'll hopefully be back later. So I love Pip and Jan. They're adorable. Oh my God, that's adorable.
Yeah, I'm gonna be spending the whole show going, "Aww," and anytime they say anything, "Aww."
I like that if you combine Pip and Jan's colors, we create one kazoo.
See? So cute.
So as this fight wraps up, this very quick and kind of explosive fight that we just had, I look around quickly. Is anybody injured? What?
Where is the doctor? Did anyone see where the doctor went?
Yeah, Mia Lee took the doctor up home. I thought that was the plan.
You can never trust a swamp elf.
Whoa. We're all getting along here, right?
I was really hoping to maybe get some information or
Reward.
A brief interrogation would have been ideal. I agree, Ayala.
All right.
I believe on his way out, he said, "Find my other friend. Bye."
Any clues you want to give us
you
on your
so
way
much.
out?
And I did find his name in my big book of everything about this entire game, which, again, I wrote in a spiral notebook so I wouldn't lose any pages, and, of course, couldn't find it last week. His name was Dr. Dranis, and his friend is Dr. C. Cranton.
That's right.
That's right. And, yes.
What are their
Cranton.
DJ names?
That's DJ C. Cranton and Dr. Dranis.
Dr. Dranis. And Dr. Dranis and NC Cranton.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, nice. Let's review some of our questions about this entire adventure up to date.
Sure.
Who are these people on the table? What was the doctor doing? Why did they take the doctor? What other information do we need to know about the bad guys?
My hypothesis is that whoever these nefarious characters are, they absconded with these doctors, plagomancers, to force them to do these experiments to further this organization's research. So they were essentially being forced to provide these to perform these experiments against their will.
That's fair. Now, what were the experiments, and like, what kind of? How can we stop the experiments? You know, I don't know if I'm saying words right.
Well, if you go back to that room, to that building, you'll find on the table the one, say 2 2/3. There's the one desiccated now corpse, who was apparently dabbing at the time of death.
A little
There
dabble
is-
to you.
There's a slightly lobster-esque looking creature that, for all intents and purposes, may have been a humanoid, but seems to have been morphed and warped into this shape. It's still alive. And then there's it seems to be
Tentacles.
covered in tentacles,
Yeah.
in tiny tentacles. Like,
I mean, this sort of thing isn't really my area of expertise, but I suppose I could give them a quick examination, see what I could determine.
I would like to investigate the room, particularly any tables where there might be papers, letters, notes about experiments.
Yes. Well, there are. Well, okay. So there's a burning cauldron currently. Now there's shattered skeletons everywhere, and a couple of Sahagan corpses. Oh
That
yeah, that's
smelled
right.
like a seafood
He
bait.
fell into the fire. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, smells
lovely.
It's a
probably.
fish fry, y'all.
Yeah.
It's a fish fry.
Yes. So yeah, that's a good smell. And there are a couple of tables. Now there are 2 very large urns filled with a dark purple liquid in
I
the
never
corner.
trust urns.
The other one was smashed open by magic. And then there is a table full of scribbled notes that look mad. All sorts of weird symbols, and it's a mix between, say, like Iron Man's attempt at hiding his notes and perhaps some sort of Cthulhuoid mad scribblings.
So basically, what that notebook, that spiral-bound notebook that you held up, it looks exactly like that.
Pretty much just like this, yes.
I suppose I'll actually, once I see those notes, the first thing I'll do is try to make head or tails out of any of them.
All right, give me a... Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, you are an artificer. It is basically magic, so...
Arcana?
Arcana. Give me an Arcana roll.
All right, rolling for Arcana. See, that is a 13 plus my skill of 7, so that is an unnatural 20.
Wow.
Which I feel is very appropriate since we're dealing with something very unnatural.
That's right. Ooh, it's you get a few things out of it. It's really, really madness, and what you do get out of it is that, yeah, this guy is insane. Whoever wrote this, but it is a lot of technical. They're pulling something out of the ground, and then there's this whole alchemical mix it with wine, and then a couple of other steps, something in the middle there, scribbled, crossed out,
Profit.
scribbled again.
Profits.
And then profit. Army. That was the army of tentacle people.
Ooh. So, well, so there are 2 things that I surmise from this. First, whoever came up with this plan is cuckoo for Kraken Puffs.
Nice. Hashtag cuckoo.
Cuckoo for Kraken Puffs.
I don't know how to do that.
Then the second thing is it appears to be that whatever it is that they're mining, they're trying to pull out of the ground, is if they can apply, if they can find the right formula somehow, they can create some kind of concoction that can, my guess is, turn people into horrid tentacle monsters that will then serve their whim. So essentially, it's a way of forcing everyone into the new Cuttlefish gang.
Or the original Cuttlefish gang.
Or the original Cuttlefish gang.
Can we try a counterspell of just doing not it?
You can try. I mean, it looks to be the only thing I can see with this alchemical formula is that somehow it needs to be mixed with wine. So I'm assuming that imbibing it is somehow part of it. But that's all I can figure out so far.
Antidote? Is there an antidote? Like a counterspell, but like with drugs?
There's nothing written there. And there are a lot of crossed out, like, this was wrong, this immediately killed everyone, this, so there's not tentacles.
Yeah, there's nothing to indicate that they've actually hit on the exact formula yet.
We should get these notes up to the pathomancers, I would say.
That is a fine idea.
Someone we trust. So I'm not saying I don't trust the pathomancers, but I'm not saying I do.
Kazoo, you do raise an excellent point. The pathomancers certainly would be a guild who would know this sort of thing. On the other hand, I feel like it would be like taking a massive bomb to a bunch of gunpowder enthusiasts and saying, "Here you go. This probably shouldn't be used because it could destroy everything. On the other hand, it's a really cool example of the art that you study." So
nice. Now, while you're standing there having this conversation, and the fire, because the Sagan is slightly damp, they actually ended up putting out the fire, which led to a large hole in the ceiling. And that little bit, there was some smoke for a while, and then eventually it stopped, and you were looking around the room having this conversation. You hear a strange noise, and coming down from the chimney is a very lithe lady in a red sweater, almost like she's rappelling down this line, and it's just a rope. And she zips down, and when she lands on the ground, she just kind of does this little whip with the rope, and it comes back into her hand.
Get back, everyone! I'll protect you!
And she's right next to Pip. She's right there.
Yeah. Oh, hi there. Hey there. Hi there, everybody. Oh, sorry. Hi, everybody. Sorry, didn't I? Wasn't sure there'd anybody down here. Well, it's nice that you're here, though. Hi, Jan Plotz here. Development for City Beautification Committee started by me and consistent of yours truly. That would be me, Jan Plotz.
Clearly, she works for some devious organization. I think we may have to kill her, you guys.
Well, hold on a moment. Jan, my name is Ayala. Do you come here often?
Ayala?
Really, Ayala? Now? This is not the time.
No, I don't come. No, this is actually my first time down here. I'm just doing a little exploratory mission. I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier, but I am on the committee for city beautification, consisting of yours truly. And I work for some very well-to-do city philanthropists. I'm their representative, and we are looking into building a city park for the little children up
down
on top
here?
of up above where we are now. And I just thought I'd pop down and do a little excavating and surveying to see if the ground would be in fact structural to build a park for those wee cuties.
Mr. Splotz, I have a very important question.
Sure.
The rappelling device that you just used, that was amazing. How does it work, and may I see it?
You know what? I can let you take a cursory look at it. That was provided to me by my donors and my philanthropists. They're not terribly open people. You know, the rich, they like to keep they play it close to the chest. But if you want to take a gander from there, that'd be all right. Just part of standard routine for beautification council.
Thank you very much.
do you do a lot of repelling and beautification work?
When it's necessary.
All right. Well, I have a question. What is up? Where did you come from? What is up that chimney?
Oh, up that chimney, it's just a little hole I dug with some tools I left up there, a pickaxe and some other stuff that all beautification committee members carry. So it's just a nice flat green space there. There's a couple of mums and azaleas, but nothing really too fancy. We're looking to spruce the place up, but so I just pickaxed myself a little hole there, but there's not much up there to worry about.
All right.
So you're telling me that these people who are trying to build a park for the kids are spending all this money doing all this excavating. Why aren't they just doing stuff up on the top to actually help the kids? Like you could use that same money to do so much. Like you could, with just what that whip cost, you could buy soup for everyone.
Okay, I think we're getting off track. You've got a point, but I'm still freaked out that a government worker is here. This is dangerous. Are you okay with danger? And I mean, look at this guy over here. He's covered in tentacles. That's half a lobster right there. That guy didn't even make it. He's dead. And if you'll notice, there's well-cooked fish people all over the place.
No, but this makes sense. This is exactly why this sort of investigation needs to be done. Because I'm sure up top the plot that you've got for the park looks lovely. However, if the good people of the city planning committee did not send someone like Mr. Spots down there, they would have no way of knowing that it is in point of fact on top of an extinct volcano where there is active magma directly below us. As well as, massive tentacle monsters and things like that. So no, I thought this makes perfect sense.
Thank you, Mr. Archimedes. Is it possible for me to roll persuasion on you to see if I can convince you I'm just genuinely here for surveying?
I for one am 100% behind this plan, regardless of its veracity.
Excellent.
And
well, I think
I
stand great.
Between.
And I'm with these guys.
I stand between, very close, and between Jan and Kazoo and Ayala with my tiny little shield held up and ready. Just not quite trusting.
Well, Pip, you have heard of capital T, the capital C committee. And they have, in the past, gone into some of the neighborhoods that had some perhaps, tumbled down buildings. And they literally cleared them to the ground, dug down a little deeper, found some ancient temple. Turns out there was some sort of crazy artifact in there that shoots lasers and whatever. Mere coincidence, of course. But they have definitely they did make a green space. After there was some huge battle. You have heard of those things happening.
Okay.
So you're maybe a coincidence. Who knows?
What I'm hearing is wherever they go, there's things of high value that are found, and we need to get there first. Okay.
I can neither confirm nor deny anything of that.
So what I'm hearing is we need to go back to the ghost tentacle room.
Well, I, for one, really believe in the beautification of green spaces. As a druid, I'm very interested in, making the city of Magecroft a little bit more green friendly. So, Jan, I think that this is beautiful work. Come with us and, help us beautify Magecroft, I guess. Side quest.
Oh,
side quest.
Thank you, Yayla. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. Sorry.
It's Ayala.
Ayala. Got it.
They're close enough.
For government work.
So, Archimedes, when you were looking at all of the documents, did you happen to find any kind of letters or correspondence, something that we can go off of?
A correspondence to...
between whoever is in charge, I suppose, of all these weird things happening down here, and the doctor maybe orders or something.
That's true. I'm guessing. So my guess is the Sahagran who went into the fire is not the head architect of this whole scheme. So the question is, that's a good point, actually. Do we have any evidence of, which means that he would be receiving instructions somehow. So is there any evidence in the room of him receiving instructions, from whom and from where?
Like one of those pneumatic tube things?
Yeah.
Doctor,
I searched the room.
Doctor,
I searched the room, please.
please report to the tentacle room.
Yes. You do look around a little bit, and you, Archimedes, you find a book.
Ooh, a book.
Stab it.
Well,
Roll
Twilight.
initiative.
Have some important historical information in it.
It's a very small book, but it is old. Definitely leather bound, and
You're speaking my language.
yes,
Mm.
old and leather bound.
Mm.
That's
Archimedes, are there pictures in it?
There are.
the cover of it.
There's eldritch signs. Does that count?
The cover of it does have a large silver chalice that has swirling tentacles all around it.
Oh, does
this
it
seems
look
perfectly
religious?
safe. Oh, very much so.
Oh, just how much do you know, Jan, about what's going on down here? Just making sure you're not walking into things blindly.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to walk in blind. No. You know, I don't know a whole lot about what's going on down here. I was told that there was a cavern. I was not told that there would be people down here. So again, I'm just really thrilled to meet all of you. I do happen to be a lifelong resident of Magecroft, and I have a whole wealth of knowledge about local history, and I've done a little bit of interacting with religious different groups around, as we go in to different areas to beautify them. And help the community. So if at any point you'd like me to check out that book, or just I'm here to serve. I'm a public servant first.
I'll open it and give it a skim.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna open the book because even knowledge is never dangerous.
Of course
I
not.
slowly
Even
place my shield
dangerous
between the
knowledge
book
is
in his
good.
face.
Well, you open it, and you definitely feel a little strange. Why don't you roll a save?
Oh no!
Did you say the words? You didn't
Yes.
say the words.
Oh, I didn't say the words. Oh, excuse me, just a moment. Before Klaatu Barada.
Next time.
All right, make a save for what? This is very
This is gonna be a wisdom save.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
All right. Wisdom save here. I'll just take the die and roll the wisdom save there, because surely, yes, the wise.
Paul, can I come in there and just like gently pat Archimedes' leg and be his therapy halfling and give him help on this?
Aw.
Well, let's see. It's I received I rolled a 5, but plus my my wisdom save bonus, which brings me to 5.
Oh, geez.
Oh no!
Oh wait, no! Oh, some patron saint. I think I see it. Is that an advantage? I think I see an advantage. There's an advantage.
Roll again.
8.
Oh,
Oh well.
now we're cooking.
Thank you, Abscrum. Thank you. I'm sorry I completely wasted your advantage, but I received an 8.
As Archimedes turns to everyone and goes, It's knowledge. What could possibly go
wrong?
That's
You see
Oh,
all
hail
glory to the
Hypnotoad.
Hypnotoad.
Toad.
green light shines out of the book. And you even see ghostly tendrils come out.
Oh no.
You see
Smack
his
him.
eyes go green,
Uh-oh.
and as he looks up, staring off into nothingness. Pip, you're underneath them, and you're like, "Oh, that's not good."
Can as he's being attacked by this reading rainbow of prismatic death, can I try to leap and toss my shield between the book and his face?
Sure. Yeah.
What would you like me to roll for that?
I guess that's I'm gonna call it a finesse attack. So just add your dex bonus.
Okay, so that's 13.
Alrighty.
Do I just hit him in the face?
Well, you kind of like get in there and like you're trying to block his vision from the book. The book flies out of his hand, and the tendrils try to grab him a little bit more. Of course, my dice are right here. There.
-5. Ooh.
Dice.
These are great.
All right. The tendril, as the book flips over, a tendril grabs Archimedes' face, and you can see it almost pulling out, like this ghostly tendril pulling out spirit, perhaps, of Archimedes, some mind of his ectoplasm, perhaps.
My mind is being flayed.
Close the book.
Yeah, a little bit.
Can I
Oh my
close
gosh.
the book?
Archimedes, you take 10 points of psychic damage
No.
as the book flips over and lands on the ground, open but downwards. The light disappears, the tendrils fade away, and your spirit, perhaps, whatever was getting pulled out of your brain, slowly sinks back into your head. You feel like you were stretched partially across the astral plane for just a moment.
Whoa.
And then pulled back.
That was
This would be, yeah.
Yeah, no,
That was,
that's not great.
yeah, that was well, surely now that the trap has been sprung, surely the book is safe to read, right? So I'm going.
I think it's like a choose your own adventure. I think you picked the wrong path, so just go back.
Go back to the previous one.
Page 37.
What are those Hardy Boys up to?
Yeah.
Can I get the book?
It's on the ground. Yes.
I would like to get the book.
Yoink. Very well.
Discreetly. So we'll just hold this here for just a minute. Let's get you fixed up there, buddy.
Archimedes, you in your brain, you can see swirling images of various symbols, various like alchemical symbols trying to be put together into a formula, and it's blurry. It's in your brain. You didn't see the whole thing, and you're like, "Oh, if only I could get another look at that book, I could put it all together, and it'd be easy." Of course, it's right there on the tip of my tongue, my brain.
Well, yeah, well, it's
we
not
get
like
you fixed
curiosity is a driving force of my character or anything.
I want to get you fixed up. I'm not saying don't read the book. I am 100% want you to read the book.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I just give me. I've got a bit of a headache now, but that's about all. It's just sort of.
No, it did not look good.
useful.
You don't look good. And I know this because this is a game I play on other people often.
I'm going to use my
So-
mage hand so I can reach Archimedes and just gently massage his temples.
Oh God! Great. Now there's ghosts attacking me again.
How many healing potions do we have?
No,
do you have the means
it's fine.
to heal?
Just I'll be fine. Give me a little bit to just recover, and then I'll take another look because there was a passage in there that was fascinating.
absolutely want
feel
you
like-
to read this book, but
Well, what's everyone staring at me for? Shouldn't we be off finding a doctor or some such thing?
Well, I mean, we should, yes, but also looking for some kind of clue for where to go, I think, is still a good idea. Hey, Jan, do you, when you came down here, it seemed to me like maybe you knew that something was down here to look at. Do you have a map, or do you know about this ruin?
Do you know what? I have just a very rudimentary map of what people thought I might see down here. Nothing terribly important, just rocks, different structures, arches of the caves and such. But
do you think that we could
mention
see the map?
Do you have a map?
I don't have a map. No, I came down here to survey to make a map.
Gotcha.
So I'm very sorry.
It was like what Pip was saying, Ayala, that the committee, I hope you heard the capitalization there, the committee tends to survey property that has treasure. What do you think? So they maybe knew something, but that's neither here nor there.
All right. Well,
I think we've got some good info from this book, but we gotta keep. I gotta keep all of you safe. I can't let anyone get hurt. But we gotta find out what's in this book. I think there's only one thing we can do, and that's have Jan look at the book.
Oh no! Well, that's a fine howdy
And then I just
do.
open the book at Jan.
Wait, is there a way for me to tell whether or not the book is still has like a trap about it?
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Pip, are you doing this?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, geez, way to go, Pip. You just killed Leslie Knope.
Dude, I was drinking.
Okay. All right, so,
Beautification of Magecroft.
Jan, give me a quick investigation check.
I am at. What did I get? 16 and 5. Whoop.
Investigation is under intelligence. So-
Yeah. I rolled a 16 and a 5. So I'm at a 21.
Oh, beautiful. An
Was there
unnatural
the,
21.
Was there somebody had applied something to her next roll?
Minus
though?
5 on your next roll because they don't trust
Oh,
bureaucrats.
why don't people
That's right.
trust?
It's just some guy, I think. Had,
Some guy in
applied
Tennessee.
minus stuff, but yeah.
Jan, you do when Pip comes towards you with the book, and you're like, that chalice is the perhaps important thing that the committee said, oh yeah, look out for that thing. Maybe it's there. Who knows? Might be in an underground temple, something. And you're like, oh yeah, silver chalice covered in tentacles. That's the one. But the book itself doesn't necessarily have a trap on it. Or at least not that you notice as Pip is walking towards you with it.
I was walking on, but I did just see what happened to Archimedes. Goodness. And he's walking. You're walking towards me with it currently.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
2'10", so to actually read it, you're gonna need to bend down pretty low. But I'm very bravely walking towards you with this book, holding it at full arm's length from myself.
And you're gonna open it up, Pip.
I think I'm gonna show her the cover first. But more than anything, I want her to investigate the book. But if anything goes wrong, I want to make sure my body is between the book and the rest of the team.
All right. So Jan, so he's walking up there, and there it is. There's the book. He holds it in front of you, and then you can choose to look or not to look. Jan, that's up to you.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Archimedes seems fine, but I don't know about this long-term effects of this.
I feel like we're gonna skip ahead 2 hours, and the entire adventuring party we're gonna have a team party wipe in this room, just to all have to show the book to each other.
Well, it can't be that bad.
Now let's start drinking these random vases.
We have to start a whole campaign of tentacle-faced adventures.
Right, adventures.
Nat21 tentacle faces.
Team Tentacle Face.
Oh,
Hey, there's a market for that.
oh no.
Hentai attack, go.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I guess as you're coming towards me, I am looking at the cover. Everything's fine. But if you go to open the book, I do believe Jan Plotz would say, "Okay, all right. Hey there. Let's all just wait a minute.
All right now.
Alrighty. For Cray, I have a confession to make. I'm so sorry, but I was told that there might be maybe some interesting things. You know, in our line of work, we love beautifying the city, but also if there's some nice little items that we come across that might be of historical value to the city or the museums or the philanthropists, the committee. You know, I'm just always taught to keep an eye out for those things, but that doesn't mean that if there's things to gain in this here cavern that that my committee might be interested in, that doesn't mean that the rest of you can't also gain from some of the things we find here in the cave.
What's the role to detect lies?
Insight.
Insight. That's insight versus deception or persuasion.
Insight. So that's a 17.
So Jan, I mean, you're not technically lying. Why don't you give us a persuasion check? Yeah, just a roll for persuasion. And yeah.
Oh, cool. I got total of 7.
So, Kazoo, I mean, she's not technically lying, but
I just feel like she's selling it.
Not giving you the whole truth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I just wanted to have it in game.
Yeah. She knows more than she's letting on. Dun, dun, dun. But in a way, she really believes what she's saying.
Now I hear what you're saying. Which I just watched the TV show The Boys, and every time someone said, I hear you, it sounded like shut up.
I also imagine when in The Boys the guy runs through the girlfriend and she's just like evaporated. That's what I imagine your whirling blade cloud does to people.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So
well, that doesn't normally do that. It does not normally do that.
Just when the gods decide.
So so Jan, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is probably a good time for you to be a little bit more open and trust us. And it's a two-way street because chances are not good for you down here given what we have seen so far.
Sure.
I think you want us on your side, and I will try to roll persuasion to get you to be a little bit more forthcoming with some of this information.
Go for it.
How do you feel about that?
I'd like to assist and also add in, listen, Jan, we all like stuff. So, you know, if you're really here for some like awesome stuff, that's something we can all relate to.
Oh.
None of this was something we welcomed to the swamp elf with open arms completely, but now there's instant distrust.
I didn't have distrust with her until she said the words, maybe there was a little bit more information. I was like, all right, I'll give her a minute. But then when she said, oh yeah, there's this additional chunk of information, I'm like, okay, she's just gonna keep taunting us with information, and that ain't cool, yo. Not cool.
Oh,
So I got a 21.
Ooh.
please roll again, Kazoo. I'm assuming that wasn't a natural 21.
It was not a natural 21.
Oh, disadvantage to
The
Kazoo.
gods are rambunctious tonight.
11 plus 7. That's 18.
Oh,
That's still pretty good.
that's still pretty darn good. So Jan, give us a
Well, I'm in Bard and I'm very charismatic, and I have
yes.
that's like
Well, it's kind of a you roll against the persuasion. You just
Insight.
yeah, it's in yeah.
Or
Yeah.
a wisdom save.
Yeah, or
Kind of a wisdom
that makes
save.
sense, yeah.
Yeah, strength of will, wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. Boop.
Oh, bam.
Oh!
The gods are very, very
Otto's like, oh,
That's for Jan.
Absolutely.
Hold on a second. The
Special.
Patreon saints don't trust you, but want to help you protect your secret.
I think it's just funny.
No, it's that the Patreon saints think that she's trouble for us and are completely behind that concept.
I'm pretty sure
that
these
tracks.
these are the most Greek pantheon. Then
Yeah.
he dressed up like a goat, and then he had sex with a
These
goat.
Yeah.
saints understand politics. Sure do.
Mhm.
If we come across a swan, I am clenching my butt. So
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
hope
so
it
at
doesn't
this
rain
point,
gold. You know what I mean?
Oh,
fully believe
That's right.
Jan.
there was that one.
100%.
So yeah, Jan. I mean, but feel free to tell Kazoo anything you want about that.
Well, yeah, I did pitch it.
Oh
It's
my
your
goodness.
choice.
That I whew, you know, I think there could be a whole lot of good down here for all of us. I think that we certainly could help each other. You seem to like green spaces. I like green spaces. If I happen to get a very particular special artifact to come with me, that would make my committee very happy. And the happier they are, the more green spaces we get in the city. So I really, truly think this would work for all of us. If I could just have the one artifact, and then you all could have just the rest of it. We both get what we want, and lots of little kiddos get their park. I think it's a win-win for all of us. As I hold,
Persuasion roll?
as I hold my clipboard, like looming more and more over Pip, like I think we could all work.
And I don't notice the clipboard at all. I'm fully believing her. And at this point, I do the super cheesy, like, huzzah! And I then start running through the room and just grabbing all the silverware and putting it in my bag.
I'd also like to point out that there is still a living person covered in tiny tentacles. Also,
God.
also, there is also a crab lobster guy that
Oh,
Crabster.
and also a very desiccated, possibly former Sagan that is completely. Oh well, there's the burned one, and then there's one on the table that is a mummy now. So just
Okay.
FYI, just
I'll run over to the tentacle guy and try to, I don't know, either administer to his issues or communicate with him.
So I have a question. Is it the book that I want? Is that the item?
Actually, you want the actual chalice,
Okay. And
but the book maybe.
where is that?
There is a Jan. You do
Oh.
know of a on your little map that they're
She does
near where you came down. There is on the map. There is another temple of this underground, which used to be above ground city. The former floor plan of this map, there is a temple, and you're fairly close to that town, the town square that used to exist around the corner. So, Mayor,
All right. Well, that's new information. So I guess I lower my clipboard.
Were you wanting one of these pieces of one of these forks? Here, they make great combs for your chest hair and your head hair.
Thank you, small strange man.
Well, let's back up a moment, because I don't want to make any deals about handing over any artifacts without knowing what the artifacts do. Right?
Yes.
So Archimedes, while you're debating that, Archimedes, you go over to the person who is covered in tentacles, and his body is completely green, and he is completely just wall-to-wall tentacles, and you can see a couple of eyes on his body, and he kind of just he's he's doing the Zoidberg thing, and he's like, "Kill me,
Archimedes. I know what to do. The Admiral told me about this. You can make him happier if you give him 10 tickles."
No.
Oh no.
No.
No?
Yes.
No.
I don't even have a rejoinder for that. I just
he does have more than 10 tickles on him already. So
yeah.
Oh,
I'm upset.
oh goodness.
Yeah, and instantly, suddenly, everyone's putting things against him.
And at that point, I use this knowledge to try to do a medicine check on him.
okay,
So I'm rolling that right now with my seeing if I can just tickle the right spot to just make him better. And I got a nat 1.
oh god,
Oh God!
Awesome. That is the perfect time.
So I think I'm looking for a spot that isn't tentacly to tickle, and it's probably probably something important that I do actually tickle.
you're pretty sure that you reached into perhaps a gill, and then
Ooh.
maybe squeezed a lung.
It's
You're not
very,
really
it's very
sure.
moist.
And you're like,
Oh my God.
and he's like, he lets out a scream, and Gil closes around your hand, and it's stuck in him, and you're like,
Pip, what do you do? Just remove your hand, Pip.
I can't.
You can't. I panic. I grab Jen's clipboard and like start hitting the tentacles, like, trying to get it to release the.
Use your science wand. Pry it out.
Science wand.
Oh yes, oh right, science. I can solve this with science. Wait.
you beat it with the clipboard, and it only tightens around Pip's hand.
I'd like to speak to the guy on the table. Listen, just relax. Just relax,
breathe.
and we'll just
No, don't
talk,
breathe.
and we'll try to figure this out. But I'm gonna need you to just calm down for a minute, and hoping that the muscle will.
Yeah, he's whatever it is like completely contracting every muscle. Every tentacle is rolled up. Pip, you've got him by something terrible, and we'll just leave it at that. And you can't get your hand out of the gill that you're, and it's, yeah.
Can I use I want to save Pip, and I just think I need to prove to you that I can be trustworthy. And then can I take out my surveyor's crossbow and try to shoot the thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's tied to a table. You can just.
Yes, I'd like to do that, please.
Our
Hey, you
only
guys, I
source
think if
of
we can save
information.
him-
Why?
There's another guy on the table too, right?
Is the other guy
I believe
alive?
that somebody gave you a +5 earlier, so
Oh.
yeah, so that +5. So I just
Oh.
blink. Jan shot first.
Jan, okay,
Jan shot first.
I got a 3. It wasn't as great as I had hoped, but I'm total
You got a 3. Oh, +5.
Oh wait, plus
Well,
5. Oh,
I mean, and
sweet.
technically,
And I have
and
a
Jen
+5.
still has all
So
of
I'm an
the. She still has all the the abilities that Josh gave her, right?
Oh yeah, well,
Um,
you could.
Yeah.
However, so it's the +5.
Do you know what though? I do have lucky. Can I re-roll it?
Yeah.
Yeah. A 3! Huzzah! Well,
All right. So, but at 8 now, you do have proficiency though with that weapon, so you must have at least another 2.
I
You
have
a dex?
a D20 plus 5 is my total. So
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
shoot.
8.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but
8.
you got a +5 from the
So
Patreon
13.
thing.
So
All
13.
right,
right. Well, fortunately, since he's not moving very far, you only actually just needed to hit an AC of 10 because, well, he's not going anywhere. So you just he screams, but it didn't hit him exactly where you wanted to. So you're like, not an auto kill. You just shoot him like through the jaw, and you're like, and it screams. All of its muscles tense up even more. Pip, it's even more wrapped around your hand. You're like,
It's pulling me in. Somebody grab my ankles.
You're like, your hand is falling asleep because the blood is being cut off. You're like, it starts screaming.
Oh, that's not
great.
I
The
don't
crab
feel
guy
good about
next to
this.
you
Acupuncture
starts
isn't working.
screaming.
He's not relaxing.
I'm gonna cut him with my sharp dagger.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut him open.
All right.
That's right, people.
Because I like Pip.
Pip?
And-
Don't cut Pip open.
Oh, it's gonna cut his hand. No, I'll cut this guy open with my really sharp dagger.
Well, just try not to roll lower than an 8.
So what happens if I roll lower than an 8? Just hypothetically.
I mean, is that with everything combined?
I'm just using my regular attack, right?
Yeah.
Was the number 8 for octopus?
It must be.
So is it an 8 and below, or any like 7, 6, 5?
You really need to get a 10 to just hit a basic body. The Ocho.
Did you have to call him basic? He's already
looks like John.
Okay, so I will say I rolled a 3. But Johnny O gave me an advantage, so let's see what happens. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now that's 18. I rolled an 8.
All right.
We got 18 here.
At first, you dive in, and the tentacle guy writhing around, and you almost stab right into Pip's hand. You take a step back. Okay, we'll try it again, and then this knife cuts right through, like a very, very sharp scalpel.
That's why I'm using it.
It just opens him up. Pip, you leap back, crashing to the ground. Your hand is free. Re-roll. You do an entire roll. You're 10 feet back now.
I say to the guy, I am so sorry.
He is writhing around, screaming with a crossbow bolt through his jaw and sliced open.
Oh God, no! There's only one thing. Like we can't even in good conscience interrogate him now. There's only we just have to put him out of his. Oh God, what do
I finish him.
Okay. He.
I say, shh, go to sleep, little. Shh, la 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 la.
He's done.
Once again, darkest season yet.
Absolutely.
Darkest, yeah.
That woman's cleaned a fish before.
Pip, you still have the book.
Yes.
Okay.
I also am seriously, once again, realizing I need to stop roughhousing.
Yes. I'm going to say that the book has actually, when you rolled backwards, it came out from your possessions. And when when this tentacle guy passed on, his spirit slowly rose up out of his body, and then the book opened, and it
Try to
was,
slam the book closed.
and the book closes back up.
Oh, I feel like we didn't help him that.
Nope.
And now it's time for confessions.
Oh God!
Uh-huh.
Well, Ayala, why did you step into the confession booth here?
All right.
Yep.
Well, I've seen there are a lot of concerning things going on, but between the tentacle monsters and the voices talking to us in our heads and all of the weird things going on, I have to say I'm most concerned about my friend Kazoo. What is happening here? I mean, between the flurry of daggers and the stabbing of this innocent guy on a table, I mean, I'm really starting to become concerned. So we got to keep an eye on that. Hopefully, I can be a positive influence and help my friend come back to the light. We'll see. We'll just have to see.
I think maybe we'll get Kazoo, and then maybe we'll get Pip in, and then Archimedes, and then we'll have Jan go in. So let's see.
I mean, it's really, I live near the water. They're fish or food, even though I do write songs for fish, it's just to keep them calm right before you eat them. Personally, I have this objective of eating as much calamari as possible to really make sure that all the tentacle creatures in this world know who's at the top of the food chain. And that'd be Kazoo, because I love me some calamari. Little marinara, squeeze lemon. Calamari.
Every time I roughhouse, I've got one goal, and that's to keep them safe. And battle happens, and they boom, boom, boom. They destroy everything before I can keep them safe. And then there I go, trying to create a situation so I can keep them safe, and I make it worse. I gotta find the right time and place where I can take some hits for the team without actually creating the hits. And speaking of hits, I mean, is it just me, or is that Jan lady kind of a knockout? I gotta be honest, I haven't had any good interactions with people who work for Magecroft. They don't have it out for us little folks. But I don't know. I trust what she said. She really persuaded me. So maybe, I don't know, I could work something out, and then maybe she could help the shambles. Maybe she could be our liaison. I don't know what the word is. There's some fancy term, and maybe she could do that for us. This book seems hungry. I should maybe find it a snack.
I don't think this is how science should be done.
Oh.
And that's all.
Oh, I tell you. He's back. Goodness, I tell you what, there was a moment there where I really thought I was going to have to slam that little short fella right in the back of the face with my clipboard as hard as I could. I'm sure glad that didn't happen. But I'm really feeling there's more to this cave than I originally anticipated upon looking at that map a second time. And I'm thinking I may need to win this team over a little bit better than I have. Really show them that I should be part of their crew for a little short while, at least long enough until I can make some better arrangements for the committee upstairs. I mean, they trust me fully to get the job done, but I want to make sure I'm being thorough and doing it right.
And my friends, we have yet another visitor who has been overseeing these games.
Woohoo!
I want to say, I don't know about any of you watching, but I don't really have any idea what's going on. I feel like there's a lot of. I have awesomely directional heroic determination. This is ADHD for those of you who don't know what it is, but I can't follow what's happening at all. But I do feel like this party's gone really on a dark path since me and my brother left. And I think what you all need now that I have a family, I feel like what you're doing is wrong. And I think that maybe you should all maybe have some kids with some eggs, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. And I'm trapped here contractually. Paolo makes me do this, and I'm supposed to be watching the eggs. So somebody please get me out of here because, look, I got things to do, and I don't need to be here trying to write haikus about all this. It's so confusing.
Okay. All right. Bye. Thanks, Romulus, for stopping by. That was great. That was Romulus. He'll be back tonight for the haiku wrap-up, but it's time for me to confess. People of the internets. I think they're just playing with this book. I didn't really expect them to open it at all. And oh boy. Now, I mean, I just had a couple of notes like real bad stuff. That was my thing. I just wrote real bad stuff. Do not open. And then it was like, oh no, Archimedes, of course he's gonna. And then yeah, so I just had a couple of notes scribbled, that's what's gonna. It was we'll connect the dot. It pretty much looked like the scribbles that Archimedes sees in his head. And the exact scribbles, guy, picked stick figure guy with tentacle, and then an arrow, and then a book, and then the guy with the claws. Oh boy. Back to the show, everybody. Back to the show. All right.
So is there another, remind me, the one of the other subjects on one of the other tables still alive?
Oh yes, the crab guy. Yeah, still there.
Great. So let's try to talk to the crab guy. Maybe we can get some information from him. Pip is not here.
Our voices, not with our hands, right?
I think that is a fine idea.
Okay, well, you're welcome, little short guy, wherever you've wandered off to. I'm sorry, Russ. I'm not sure I went about that in exactly the right way, but I really hoped I tried to save your life there. Looked like you were in a bit of a pickle. But I agree. We'll go hands off, and I'll watch and learn.
So let's gently examine the crab person.
Okay. Or we could just say, hey, how you doing there, buddy? I say to the crab person. How you doing?
He is strapped down, and then he's, of course, one of his claws both have big giant rubber bands on them so that he can't open them.
Oh,
And he actually has a weird looking little mouth, a little crabby mouth.
Please tell me it's a Zoidberg mouth.
This is the worst thing ever.
Are you in any pain right now?
Gonna say yes.
Okay.
How did you end up here? Who are you?
I was kidnapped from the surface, and then they showed me a sea monster, and then a big guy with a cup, and he's all like, the new religion. And then I said, I'm out of here. And then they strapped me down to this table and fed me full of this stuff, and now I've got rubber bands on my hands. Old Bailey.
Well, do you know, did you happen to overhear anything, or did they tell you anything about what they were going to do with you? Or what was next for you?
They want to make army of monsters like myself and
Tentacle army.
make us attack things. I never really got the third part there.
Attack anything specific, or just attack the city?
I don't know. We never got that far. Apparently, the experiments are not going right. I'm not supposed to be like this. That's what they keep saying.
Interesting.
Oh.
I wonder what he was supposed to be.
Guy?
Well, I mean, I guess you seem like you have your own thoughts, and you seem like a reasonable person. I mean, do you want to go like
Does it
live
seem
a
reasonable
life?
to you?
I guess we could let you go.
That'd be great.
How murderous are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, if I have to hear any more of those little guys' really bad puns, I mean, I'd say about a 4, maybe.
Whoa.
That actually does seem pretty normal.
I mean, at least you
Wow,
called it
someone's
4
feeling
before you
rich.
hit me with it.
Oh, someone's feeling crabby.
Nice.
So were you like a human or an elf, or what were you before this?
I was a sea elf.
A seal.
All right. So you're still a crab. You could still go back to the ocean and be a part of that ecology, right?
You guys, if we also come
Sure.
across a Delta elf, we'll get the entire water stream.
I'm just gonna take these rubber bands off your claws. Here you go. Don't hurt us though.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You take them off?
Take one off. Just one, baby. Just one.
I'm gonna take the one rubber band off, and then I'm gonna hand it to Pip, and I'll be like, "Here, look, you could make like a slingshot with this or something."
Here's a rubber ball. Play with it for a while.
It's one of those ones from the grocery store that says broccoli on the side. You're like, oh yeah. Oh, that feels pretty good, actually.
All right.
While
We're on
she's
your
helping you
side.
with this, is there have you been just in this room while you've been down here? Is there anywhere else that you've been taken?
I
If we
saw
wanted
a
to,
temple, and I saw a big shrine. It's like a pier, but it's a big open water cave, and there's a sea serpent there.
Ooh, good to know.
Oh.
A sea serpent, like a very large, bad.
Oh yeah, like a big,
serpent.
yeah, like gigantic. Like it's got to be 100 feet long, probably.
oh, I'd love to see that.
Mr.
I don't know if I
Crabster,
want
do
to
you-
see that.
Do you have a name? Not Mr. Crabster, but do you have a name?
My name is Coral.
Hi, Coral. Hey, Coral, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much more do you enjoy being a crab monster than the thing you were before?
Yeah, like the 0, honestly, really.
Do
Okay.
you have any insight that we might be able to help get you back to your original shape?
I don't know. I'm in a lot of, I don't feel good. They drink. I mean, they poured it down my throat. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I've been hearing
What-
about this goblet.
And that guy over there, and he points with his claw. That guy over there, shriveled up. I think they had too much salt.
In the chalice?
And then the tentacle dude, he just
Yeah.
begged us to kill him.
Yeah. I don't know. There was when I got here, that guy was shriveling up, and then they turned me into a crab, and then that guy, they turned him into whatever that is, and then yeah, then he's not doing too well. Like, he's not doing well at all now. Well done there.
Yeah,
we-
about that.
Geez,
Um,
Pete, do you have any more information about this chalice that you were meant to drink out of?
It's
As far as I know, there's some big guy. I don't know. He's got green eyes now. They're like glowing green eyes, and he's
In
all
big armor.
dead on cuttlefish.
Yeah.
Jan, did the committee give any reason why they would want the dread eldritch chalice that can turn people into monsters?
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, friend. Now that I've been down in the key with you for a few minutes, I feel like I should tell you the truth, which is I was told about the chalice, but I wasn't told what it does. I was told that it was for the museum, that they were going to try to make a special exhibit with really good lighting and a special event for the folks out there. I'm a little concerned that I might be a wee bit over my head on this. This doesn't sound like good news at all.
It does seem like it would be a rather troubling thing to fall into the wrong hands.
I
I
like how we're
couldn't
playing
agree
the understatement game.
Well, I'm worried that if we stay here too much longer, we're going to lose any kind of element of surprise, or
That's fair.
maybe we should. I'm not sure what we can do for you, crab guy, whose name I did not bother to remember.
Coral.
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 Everyone corrects you.
Oh, you
instantly.
mean the crab person whose name everyone else remembered? That crab person?
God, you're so dark and heartless, Ayala.
No.
Coral.
I
I'm
turned to
I'm sorry,
Coral.
Coral. I'm sorry. I
My name
tried
is
very hard.
unironically Coral. Coral.
There's a lot going on right now. I'm very distracted. There's a lot of information I'm trying to remember, but I'm not sure what more we can do for you right now. But if you go to the pathomancers, you may be able to stay with them, and if we find something to cure you, we will certainly bring it back.
Great.
Or you can stay here, or you can join us. Or is there a fourth option that you are thinking of?
The only thing that I know is the way down the hill towards the water, and there's a sea serpent there.
It's probably
Coral, how would you
I,
feel about getting back at the people who did this to you?
I'd love to.
How about
Yeah.
you get to crush their skulls with the very hands they gave you? And I tell you what,
listening.
we got the best scientist in Magecroft with us right here. If anybody's going to make you better, it's Archimedes. So if you stick with us, we're going to do everything we can to get you revenge and get you better. You can fix them, right, Archimedes?
Actually, there is something I would like to try. Just a moment
Oh.
there. I have yes. Here it is. I just sort of take out a little vial of a substance that is essentially will be it's a lesser restoration spell. Again, emphasis on lesser restoration, but it does technically say you touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So this could be a disease. There's probably every chance that lesser restoration will not fix it completely, but I'm going to cast it and see what happens.
Okay, go for it.
I think that's. I don't know if it's even anything I need to roll. It's
Yeah, I don't think
yeah.
So, and for a artificer, is is it like a potion or is it?
It's pretty much up to like technically with artificer all the stuff. It's their spells.
Gotcha.
So it's flavor text.
You just hammer some things together and we'll just put this tentacle in this tentacle, and then
In my
actually
head,
you know what, I
it's
have
a
healing
ranger.
crystal. I have healing crystals.
There you go. You rub them together.
Mhm.
Bang them on the table.
Healing
Come on,
crystals
Isaac
and
said his head.
healing crystals and magnets. That's how I do my healing.
I'm gonna say yes. You can use your auto crit to actually heal to use that spell. I was gonna give him just a little bit of restoration of the damage that this is doing because he's very sick. So I'm gonna say that you amazingly pull out all of the sickness portion of this this magic, and he feels amazingly better. He kind of and underneath some of his some black comes out of it, like glop comes out of his mouth.
Roll him onto his side and pat his back.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah. Let it out. Let it out.
I'm gonna this is just for your ears, Archimedes. I really hope you didn't just figure out what was wrong with their potion.
That's an idea.
Don't let anyone else know.
I immediately start writing down some notes.
All right. So you Coral like and this black liquid comes out of him, even a little bit underneath some of the carapace of his shell.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
I actually feel pretty good.
You look great.
I'm going to start retrieving.
You've done it.
Why, thank you. I'm immediately going to try to preserve some of the black stuff that came out of him for science.
Okay, there are some jars. There's some.
Yeah, of course,
vials.
there are jars. I'm going to grab a vial.
Yeah, there's some vials.
I vomit as you do that.
Oh, that was very impressive.
Where's that vomit bag of holding?
No, not again.
No, it just gets worse. All right, so he's like, Coral. So he's like, I feel like I can actually get up and
You've got this.
Oh, and he kind of actually snaps off the remaining strap.
Ooh.
And it's like, okay. Oh, I don't know what you did, Artificer, but this is good.
It's crystals, my friend. The healing magic of crystal, or the healing science of crystals.
All right. Well.
Okay.
And what would you like to do now, Coral? Because you look great. I want to give you a high five. Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
Oh.
Yeah. Kaboom! See, you're like interacting like a person. This is great.
Well,
I mean, as a person, yeah. As a person.
There's the mines over there.
Okay. And what are they digging up?
I don't know. Just rocks, as far as I can see. As far as I ever saw. And then there's the big temple in the town square sort of thing. But there's...
Is that where we came through earlier? And
no, no, he's in the town square. They've apparently dug out all of this ancient city. They've dug it out so that it's all these tunnels are where the roads were of this city 1,000 years ago. And now it's this weird, bizarre, like each room that they've kept is the old buildings from this old city. And they even kept the temple, but they've carved it out to make it a freestanding structure just because it's a temple, I guess. I don't know. but they're working on it. I saw skeletons carving on it too.
Does this room look like a temple?
No, this room is like some laboratory.
Okay.
So we should probably. My guess is the temple is going to be, if not the center of activity, at least a major hub.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
To the temple.
If you are gonna continue on your adventure, I'd really like to come with you. I'm starting to get the impression that this thing I've been sent down to look for, among checking to see if the caves are structural, may be some bad news. And it's my duty, first and foremost, to the people of the town to provide them a good, safe place to play. So if it's all right with you, I'd like to continue with you on your adventure.
Sure,
Oh,
Jan. I think that's a great idea. And, I think it's awesome that we're building a rapport, between the Best Friends gang and the committee.
Sure.
Have we solidified that? Are we? That's the name we're going with. Best Friends Gang.
If anyone asks
so.
me,
Yeah. I know. I have to say it like.
Technically, I am part of a gang. So can I get like an under / sort of a thing, like champion / best friend gang?
Yeah, we're just friends. We're real good friends.
Champion.
You could be part of the best. You can be part of the Best Friends gang as well as part of another gang. It's like we're like the Buddhism of gangs, really.
Yeah,
right.
Really
okay.
Instead of wearing red or blue, you just wear purple.
Yeah, there you go.
Or both.
Well,
So
let's all debate our name after all of this is over at the pub over a good drink. But for now, do you think that we should go to the mine, or do you think we should check out this serpent thing? What do you all think?
Mine, a temple, or serpent? That is a good question.
my vote is temple. If they're trying to unearth this thing, then I think our best bet is to mess it up.
That makes sense to me.
And if it's a holy artifact, the temple would be a good place to keep it.
All right, I suppose let's go.
Archimedes, the vases in this room exploded pretty spectacularly. Do you think with any of the ones that are left in here, you could maybe weaponize them?
You're asking me if there's a way for me to weaponize vases?
Yeah, because this one fell over and it kind of exploded with weird purple choky mist. These other two, I don't know. We haven't checked out those other two. There might be some good explodey purple choky mist too.
Wait, are these the same liquids that are in the potions that the pathomancers gave us?
No.
Well, that's right. We've got potions.
Remember they gave us colored potions that did like smoke and other stuff?
Oh, yeah.
We had healing too, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling, Archimedes?
I'll be fine.
Shut up. Look, Archimedes, I have lost too many friends to find. I want you to take a healing potion or I'll kick you until you need one.
Wow.
Hashtag Dark Zoo.
Let's Kazoo, thank you for your Kazoo, thank you.
Don't kick our friends.
Yes. Thank you kindly for your concern, Kazoo. It does mean a great deal. How do I explain this? Or, imagine that my life force were divided into, let's say 38 separate parts. I feel right now that like 28 of those are still pretty solid, so I feel like we don't necessarily need to worry about
like a lot more soul-sucking psychic damage. I thought you said 10 points. Mm-hmm. Was it 10 points or 2 points, Paul? 10.
But that's the thing, is that yes, it was. I'd say that psychic. Maybe 1/4 of my life force. It's if I were to rest, say for a arbitrarily short period of time, I'd probably get most of that life force back.
I'm for resting because was our last rest interrupted? That was a question.
No, you took a short rest.
Okay, so that did actually work. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
to the temple.
but I
To the temple.
swear, if
If
you
that's
die,
what you
I will
want.
kill you.
I love that. I just love that Pip and Jan are in the same TV screen, and it's like this is our get along TV screen.
Love me.
Someone wanted you to know that if you wanted to, you've got a +5 to kick our meanies. All right.
No, but I did threaten him. If you die, I will kill you.
If
All right.
I die, I completely give you the right to tell me I was wrong.
All right, look, nobody's.
Dun dun.
Nobody's
All of you
perfect.
from dying.
Oh, nobody's perfect.
So,
Temple. I'm with Ayala.
Yep. Temple.
All right,
You
If
coming,
that's
Coral?
what you think is best.
Coral. Coral's like,
Coral.
yeah, I guess.
Does Coral walk sideways?
I've seen them
Valid
go in and out
question.
of that building a few times. So if I'm gonna pinch someone's ass, well then that's probably where to do it. Yeah.
Ah, I see what you did there, because I said you could crush their skulls, and you said ass, so you're calling them butt heads, and I give Coral a high five, which would be a very low five for him.
Coral, I'm liking you more and more.
Well, I'm feeling really good. I mean, I used to be a little more, I don't know, water dynamic, hydrodynamic, but yeah, this is not so bad. I could get used to this, maybe.
Would this help, Coral? And I go through my mess kit and I pull out a little rasher of butter. And if he starts to feel a little, no, Kazoo? Okay, I put the butter away.
Hashtag evil Pip. Like,
No, it's to keep him feeling moist if he's, not feeling so hydrodynamic.
I think
agrees with you better,
hydrodynamic means like good in the water, but sure. It could also mean wet all the time.
That's why I was saying my palms are hydrodynamic.
I'm gonna leave the room and start going to the temple.
Ayala, please lead us out of this.
all right. So you step out of this building, and you do notice that these stones on the floor, on the ground, are actually ancient cobblestones, and they appear to be have been hacked back. So the lava had apparently flooded over this town and somehow kept these walls together. And then whoever these guys are have hacked out the lava down to the old street as if it made some sort of difference. Lava stone versus some cobblestones. It's all rock. Not the same rock, of course, but
is it carefully carved around each cobble?
yeah, as if they broke down to it, and then I would say not carefully carved, but they got to that and then stopped digging. So there's little pieces of the lava stone in the cobbles, but they literally got down. I mean, cobblestone, the granite is harder than the lava stone, so maybe not the impossible task, but of course, if you let your skeletons do it, who cares? So
That was nice.
yeah, it's a lovely place. But it does seem weird because they've, of course, the roofs of these buildings must have been destroyed in the lava. But
almost like recreating the city down to its original layout was
that's what I'm seeing.
really important for something.
Do you think does it seem like the pathway is creating a shape?
Yep.
Well, they actually have carved out to the original buildings.
Yeah.
So it's just like an original city layout, with these stone buildings, and they've got to the building and then just carved away the lava stone and left the original stone of the original building. So it's this weird underground city that didn't used to be underground.
I mean, I will say, if we manage to clear this out, this will be one hell of a tourist trap.
I mean, the architecture is beautiful. There's
It's
a lot of
bizarre.
historical relevance.
Yeah, there's a lot of no, seriously. I imagine Archimedes and Jan could get into random discussions about like weird points of Magecroft history.
Oh yeah,
Be delightful.
right about 1,000 years ago was the time when it was actually controlled by Githyanki's, and they.
Oh wow!
And Archimedes, you would probably know, and Jan, you might actually know this as well. That right about right around 1,000 years ago, not exactly, that the Githyanki's had an empire here, all over here, and controlled this whole place. And then they, according to legend, were beaten by the forces of this continent, which is called Rubbish, I believe. That's right. And rubbish. And they beat the Githyanki's, and the Githyanki's went away and have never been heard from again.
Now, am I correct in understanding the history of this area that the name they went by was the Githyanki's, and then the people who fought them were the Gith Confederates?
Yes,
That's what I was thinking. That's what it sounds a lot like.
They were the
damn
other-
Githyanki's.
Yeah, those damn
That's
Githyanki's.
good.
And then, but of course, anybody who really Archimedes, you're kind of like, you're pretty sure that Rubisha, yes, the land is Robisha, by the way. Looks like rubbish, but it's Rubisha. Anyway, but you're pretty sure scientifically, you're kind of like the Githyanki's didn't just get beaten by the people here. They probably just left. So maybe they took all the good stuff and left. You don't know. But yeah, the Githyanki's would have kicked everybody's butts.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there you are. And Jan, you definitely know that this ancient layout of this town, where you are now, is probably a couple blocks over, and probably to the right is usually the town square, and in that town square would be the focal point of that town square would be a temple in the usual town layout.
Sure.
So you wouldn't be too far away from this. You do hear the distant sounds of skeletal bodies moving rocks within wheelbarrows and carrying sacks, and the far, far distant sound of them actually cutting into rocks far away. But aside from that, it seems fairly quiet right where you are.
How long do you think it would have taken to dig this out? How long has this been going on?
Just depends on how many skeletons you have.
And I guess the other question would be, where are they getting all the skeletons from?
Wow.
Were these the people who were living in this city? Or are they coming from somewhere else?
Skeleton shop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're not far from the
Rent a
necropolis.
skeleton. I mean, it's close to Halloween. Those stores are open. And
Are any of them 12 feet tall?
I would buy
Yeah,
that,
they're
please.
so hard to find, though.
Not yes.
Whoa. So, are we like getting closer? Do you have a sense that we're like nearing our destination?
Yeah, you're actually fairly close. You could approach this from the front. You could actually go around and approach it maybe from the side of it. It depends on which direction you want to come from. Yes, Kazoo.
Yeah, Ayala, is this time for Scout Zoo?
Maybe that might be a good idea. Sure. Yeah, that way we have some idea of what kind of guards may be posted or.
All right. Got my little cloak here.
Where'd she go? She was just here. All I hear is grunting.
Oh.
stepped on it.
All right. All right. So Kazoo, you go another block ahead, and you can see that that it opens up into the town square, and you, of course, there's nobody around. So you boldly step into the town square.
Invisible.
It's
Bold.
completely invisible. You are at the northwest side. If it was north, south, east, west. So you're at the northwest corner of the town square. The temple is in the straight south corner of the square. So you're on the other far end of it. There is what used to maybe have been a maybe a fountain, but then what they've done. So in the about 20 feet in front of the temple, and this temple is a very old design, like it's ancient, and they've left a big block of lava stone in front of it. They've actually cleared everything else out, and there are 5 skeletons carving away on a 20-foot tall block of stone that they have carved down maybe a little bit of it, but they're clearly making some sort of humanoid figure, and they've gotten, maybe down to the shoulders ish, and its head, it's got like a big headdress on that's like tentacles, like as if it was a saint, but instead of like rays of sunlight, they're like tentacles coming out of the back of its head.
How many skeletons?
The 5, and they are diligently just carving away. There's some rocks all over the ground and stuff. There's a wheelbarrow, and but they have small tools. And there is in that temple, the door is off of the, there's no door. There's no door. And you can see light coming from inside of the main doorway. And there is something happening in there.
So my objective is to get a lay of the land.
Mm-hmm.
So any kind of mapping would be great. And a count of opponents, and any sort of, so those skeletons, those 5, they're tinking away. I'm pretty sure they're either we take them out early and quietly, or we don't worry about them, and they may or may not attack us later based on what they were doing before.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So when I circle around, do a perimeter sweep, I'll come back to the party and I'll give them the numbers that I can give them.
All right. So a large rectangle is the here. I'll just let's see. I'll just make me big. Boop. Real quick. And boop. Let's see if you can see that. So you are in that top corner here. That maybe was a fountain, but it's kind of weirdly carved. And then that is the statue that they're making. And that is the temple with the doorway wide open with light coming out of it. And even perhaps music.
Oh, goodness. There seems to be a whole civilization happening here.
I wonder what kind of music they listen to.
Did I see how many people were in there?
Let's get you close there. You're going to actually have to make a stealth check to get up to that doorway.
Okay. I'm sneaky. Boop, doop, boop. That would be an 18.
Ah.
I will sing the stealth song if I have to. You don't see us, you don't hear us. I was never here at all. You don't see us, you don't
all right.
hear us.
So I'd love to get. You look inside on the. It's about 60, 70, maybe 80 feet long. It's about 50 feet wide on the inside. And on the right-hand side are a few tables and living creatures. And
Soggin?
what's that?
Soggin?
A couple of Soggin. And give me a.
I'll take that
Give-
+5 for whatever the next roll is.
Oh, all right. Give me a. I guess it's investigation. Yeah.
I'm
What?
sorry, Magnus. You're gonna have to hold on to that +5 because I rolled a 1.
All right. Well, you did notice.
With a 1, a nat 1, you can't use it as you can't use an advantage on a nat 1.
You cannot. No, the nat one stands. I'm just gonna give a couple of people some chances to hear you and detect you, and they do not. You kick one of those little rocks. Tink, tink, tink. You get back.
They didn't hear the rock, but they might have heard me go.
Right. I'm not sure. Is that an auto success for them to detect?
What?
Or because you can't do anything about that natural 1. So let us know, John, and we'll find out. They did it. All right. So math. So Kazoo.
Oh.
You kick a rock directly into the center of the temple. It skitters across the beautiful marble floor.
Oh no.
And a very, very large person looks up from his tankard of ale that he was sitting there listening to some bard playing some music. And you realize it's that guy that you ran into at the potion shop who got away.
Oh.
New Cuttlefish Army.
And he is wearing a crazy helmet.
I
With little
recognize that
tentacles.
crazy helmet. Oh, jeez.
Tentacles that he didn't have last time.
Okay.
And he kind of slightly glows green. Just a little bit.
That's not good. That is really
That's
not good.
creepy.
Right. Fortunately, the bells are in a different location. As Reverend Tommy says, does the rock hit the bell? You do notice, though, Kazoo, that before you tried to duck out of sight, there are some other skeletons there in the room, just kind of standing there up against the wall. And you could not possibly have missed the big thing in the center of
the instrument that the bard is playing, of course. What is that instrument? Was it playing
just got regular.
just a regular
I'm
lute?
just gonna throw this on the action cam here. Boop.
Ooh.
And
Oh, big skull. That doesn't look good.
There's always a big skull.
there's always a big skull. Woo! There we go.
In big and
Boink.
Ooh.
And there's the big guy over there that you just saw.
Oh, dang.
And
paint a quick portrait with myself.
And you're like, okay. And then you kick that rock, and then you went, yeah, that's a bad idea. And
then I nope out of there. Now that I have a basic idea that this is going to be a very tough fight, I go back to my crew quickly and quietly, and I share all of the information. Boop. And now we devise a plan of attack, because that's the guy from the potion shop. He is bad news. He took some hits and he kept going.
Kazoo, I just want to say that their bard is nowhere near as good as you.
Thank you. I mean, honestly, a lute? Who plays a lute?
Yeah. I know they're deep sea creatures, but I just don't like these deep tracks.
So deep. Deep cuts.
oh,
And let the bass drop.
There it is.
There, I went there.
Now, Kazoo, as you skedaddled off, you did see a troop of skeletons come out the door, as if perhaps maybe someone said, "Go hunt those whoever that was down." You shot off and turned a corner, and they probably didn't see you. So there's a large troop, maybe a dozen skeletons at least.
We can take them.
That headed out to try to hunt you down.
Does
Well,
she
then I
relate
suppose
us-
All right, guys, what do we do? This is the information that I have. A lot of skeletons, a bard, big dude. What am I missing, Paul?
No, nothing that you saw.
This was the front entrance, right?
Yes.
Maybe we should try the side entrance.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I think
we should. So
yeah.
here's my suggestion: we find a way to sneak around to the side so that we get at least some of the element of surprise, and then we go in guns blazing and see what happens.
I'll sneak the other direction and use minor illusion to create some sounds that'll persist for a minute. Mainly just sounds of like rocks being kicked and whispers
Okay.
as
I like
we then
your
sneak off the other
style.
way.
That is nice. I tell you, Halfling, you're good. You're all right.
Mhm.
You're very
Let
good.
me write that in my book so that I remember it.
Kazoo, I did tell you that the guy had a lovely silver chalice.
Nope, I
I
don't
think it's
recollect that bit. of
When I said
information.
tankard, what I
You
meant
did say
to say is
tankard.
Mhm.
it's a chalice, a silver one. Now you didn't get too good of a look at it because you were about 50 feet away from him, but you were like,
Was he drinking from it? Like, ha ha, I'm gonna
yeah.
be all like, I'm still.
He seemed to be. So you sneak around to the back. This is where you realize that backside has not been completely carved out yet, but if you were facing the temple, you went around to the right side of it. There is a fountain of water kind of against the wall, part of the wall, and it goes down the street and down the hill. Like as the street kind of would have been on a hill, perhaps. And it just goes down as if it was meant to flow. And this does flow down downwards, then into the darkness.
So this fountain is coming out of the temple as if like a hole
Yes.
through the temple.
It seems to be.
Okay. Am I the only one thinking that we see if we can swim through that hole?
Well,
There's no water in the fountain, is there?
Not in the fountain, no, but not in the fountain in the town square, but in the fountain against this temple wall. Yes, there's. It's like something.
I mean,
How big
You didn't get a
is
good
the
look at it,
opening?
but and the scribblings of a madman. That's the temple. That's the doorway. And then you guys went around to the right side, and there's the fountain, and water pours out of it, and it's like I said, it's going down a hill.
away.
Is there anything that looks so? What looks different about the water, or is it just looks like regular water?
Archimedes, give me a quick roll.
This would be could be investigation or nature. Or
It could be either one of those, honestly.
all right, I will make an investigation check then. Rolling for investigation. 19 total.
Oh. There does not seem to be a functional reason why this much water is pouring out of the side of this wall. Perhaps, Magic, And so it's like it's auto. Oh, God.
Oh,
Well, maybe
it's a pretty fountain.
it's in a you.
Well, you guys can't fight over this.
You
Sorry,
assume
Jen.
that
How-
there is so much water pressure coming out of the stones that it is just flooding the clearly.
I think I know something about hydrodynamics, and this is
there's
a
tons-
clever design. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is.
So yeah,
All right.
other than that you just can't figure out. You're like, that's a lot of water. There must be a logical reason.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
you do seem it does make sense that it would be some sort of water feature in the temple itself, and perhaps Pip has a point that you could actually get through it. Yes, Pip.
How big is the hole that the water is flowing out of?
It's big enough. It's actually, because there's so much water, it's actually big enough that even Ayala could squeeze through. Everyone else would have a pretty easy time of it. Ayala would have to actually squeeze through
we-
pretty hard.
We would be like salmon, though, like swimming upstream.
Yes.
Is there anything else? Is the fountain the only thing on this entire side of the temple?
I mean, there's some, there's pretty columns and things like that, but that's really the only
Other way in.
Is
Yeah.
the
After doing
backside of the
a circuit
temple-
around the.
the backside is
choices
actually
are-
solid rock still.
Yeah, so our choices are front door or upstream.
We could also get a big piece of rubble that's about that size and wrap our bedrolls around it and shove it into the hole, so that it so that the pressure builds up and then causes
That
havoc on the
is-
other side.
What do you think?
So we do that, and then while they're dealing with that, we run around to the front and then go in that way.
Correct.
Oh,
Or at least that's what I was imagining.
I like that idea.
I-
Let's find out what happens if we plug up the gap.
Okay. So how exactly are you going to plug this up?
So I'm imagining if we can find a piece of rubble that looks like a decent size,
Sure.
I can ritual cast Tensor's floating disc and lift 500 pounds. So if I
Okay.
can move a piece of rubble over, and then if we wrap a couple of our bedrolls around it to create kind of like some, I don't know, something that'll kind of help it to seal in the freshness.
Yeah.
Right.
And technically I've got it's really for doors, but arcane lock, which does that you touch a closed door, window, gate, chest, or other entryway,
Yeah.
and it becomes locked for the duration.
If there's a way to lock it, I mean, yeah. I mean, if there's a way to close it, then yeah.
Mhm.
Well, He's making a
assist
door.
I can assist with an entangle to try to
Oh.
Mm-hmm. lash it onto there.
Yeah.
Yeah, woohoo!
and I can assist with some really uplifting music. What I mean to say is bardic inspiration.
Sure thing. Well, why doesn't Pip, why don't you roll critical success, whatever Pip comes up with. Plug it up. All right,
Johnny,
bam. All right, so you get the rock, you Tensor's floating disc it up into place, and then maybe Ayala, you might be able to have to like jam it in there and get it locked in place with Archimedes tag teaming the high five of the rock. But since Pip has a -5, then advantage. Oh yeah, what about Coral? Stuff Coral in it. Great. So Pip, you get a
Oh yeah, where's Coral?
success from John Van Fleet to get the rock into place. But then it has, and then +5. Whew, the gods are fighting over you right now. But it looks like
It's
you have actually
the wrath of
+5,
puns.
-5, and then advantage. So I think you rolled twice, and that's what's going to happen.
Taking the higher or the lower?
Taking the higher, you have advantage.
Advantage.
Okay, what would you
Well,
like
what
me
did
to add
the
to it?
critical success get applied to?
The critical success is jamming the rock into place. It is great. Archimedes, you can lock it. And we're just trying to see how good that is actually stuffing the water in there.
So if I can use sleight of hand to basically like really get all the good little nooks and crannies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So for sleight of hand, that would be a 22.
Ooh. Nicely done. All right. So you managed to practically plug every bit of water. It suddenly went from just pouring out of the side to and a clear trickle down the side of the wall. And Coral goes, you know, I mean, that's going to be there for a while, but it's probably going to explode. Like it's going to shoot that rock, like across.
Like a cannon.
So let's run around let's move to the front now, is what we're saying.
All right.
So can we go around back and get around to the front from the other side? Like go the
I
long
thought
way
the back
around?
was still embedded in the rock.
It's actually carved out. It is. It just goes down that road. Gotcha. Now you've cut off the water supply. All right. So you back around to the front, and all right.
We're still doing the front door battle, huh?
Front door it is.
That's the plan.
Now,
okay. I'm not kidding. I am gonna throw down some buffs on people who Ayala.
I'll take a buff. Yeah.
You got your bardic inspiration, you know?
Woo-woo. That's my girl.
You're my
Thank you.
best friend, hotter than a fire. Best friend, together we aspire. Best friends lift each other higher. All right, let me see. What?
Funny.
While she's doing that, Paolo, I'm going to use minor illusion to create an illusionary version of myself standing near the fountain, just holding up middle fingers. So that way, if somebody does come looking, they actually see someone over there.
Right. There he is. Okay. All right.
Kazu, you had said
in here real quick. Let's go to the battle cam. Action cam.
You get a +5, Ayala, at your discretion.
Thanks.
All right.
Ooh.
I will say that technically, and again, our rules are loosey-goosey, but can we use illusion to... I thought a minor illusion was only for inanimate objects, nothing living.
It's a 5x5 square, pretty much anything we...
Okay.
I don't think it moves, but I think if it fits in a 5x5 square.
So, my friends, you see this temple now flooding with water, pouring in here like this, and you see yet someone else you recognize who you had dropped off at the temple of the skipper. Why, it's Tulip, the green dragonborn.
Tulip.
And he
you made the
you.
bad life choices.
And he's like, you. And everybody points at each other.
Who?
And that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
No, we want more.
Yes. Well, my friends, that's where we're going to leave it. Is 10:05. So
fitting.
I do hope you've had a great time. We're going to start with an awesome battle. I'm sure Jan will be running into battle with her clipboard.
Oh, you know.
I want to thank Margret for being here tonight and being our special guest. She is awesome.
Oh, for cute.
Yeah.
That was just really, really fun. Yeah, this is wonderful.
Want to thank all of our Patreon saints, everybody watching the show tonight. Romulus is still here. Wait, is he? Yes, he's still here. And he's going to do a quick haiku roundup, everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Thanks to all of our players, our special guest, Margret, and I want to thank Carmel Clavin for doing our tech tonight. So here we go, my friends. we'll see you all next week. We're gonna play our closing credits and give us the haiku wrap up.